Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I'm still in my warm coat because it is super, super chilly here in the good old UK. 10 p.m. Man, it's chilly outside. That's all I'm going to say. It's been chilly outside all day. I hope you are good. I hope you're well. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yokoso, yokoso, yokoso. Yes. To the GeForce NOW Thursday Chat, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are good. I hope you are well. I hope you've been having a happy gaming week and enjoying all the games on offer. We're going to be talking about some of the games that have been released and available on GeForce NOW this week, including, of course, The Witcher, which I have been playing. Let me know what games you've been playing. As ever, put it in the chat. I'm always interested to hear what games people have been playing. I, personally, was playing The Witcher. The new Witcher 3 next-gen version. And I must admit, I tell you, they've done a really good job on the remastering. Just from the cutscenes alone. Excuse me. I'd forgotten I played the game. Not that much. I hadn't got far into it. I think I dealt with the Griffin, which is one of the first things you have to deal with. No spoiler really, but I completely forgot. So I think this was on, must have been on Xbox 2 or 3 years ago. And I got a little bit bored of it at the time. But firing up on the GeForce NOW 3080 tier, which I think it is, the weird thing is I had to install it, which is a bit weird. Normally when you get a game on Steam and you're playing a game on GeForce NOW via Steam, you sort of just hit play and it's already installed sort of on the GeForce NOW systems or whatever, and you just start playing. But it asked me to install the game, which is a bit weird. So I'm assuming I'm playing it via GeForce NOW, not on my own system. I don't think I am playing it on my own system. Even if I am, it looks amazing. But no, I definitely was playing it via GeForce NOW, but it was just weird that I had to install it. And also I know that for some people, the next gen version, so I bought The Witcher 3 because it was in the Steam sale. I think it's on sale on most platforms. Somebody mentioned to me it was on sale on the Xbox as well. And the next gen version is an automatic upgrade to like version 4.0. It's an automatic patch. So I picked it up for about $6.99. As soon as I knew they were releasing the next gen version and that it would be automatically upgraded, I picked it up for £6.99 and waited. Now on my news video that I did last week about GeForce NOW, in terms of The Witcher, a few people are commenting that, oh, the next gen version hasn't updated, it's not there. So I think there were some delays in GeForce NOW getting the sort of the updated version. I'm not 100% sure. I tell you what, you're not far off, Internet of Games. As my daughter said to me, she's, oh my God, as I drove, because I picked up my daughter from the pub and her brother was with her, and her mum said, oh, can you take a brother home back to mum's house? Can you take because they're going on to for another drink. Could you take the brother home? So I was like, yeah, okay, sure. So I hadn't factored that in. So I was like full Vin Diesel, full throttle, and through the narrow streets. I mean, it's late night, it's dark. I live in the countryside, a bit hairy, but yeah, my daughter said, God, it's a bit. You've gone full Fast and Furious on us, Dad. Gone full Fast and Furious on us. I said, oh, I've got a show to do. My people are waiting. Yeah, my people are waiting. So yeah, so apologies for the delay, but yeah. So there we go. Witcher 3 always made me feel disoriented because of the poor frame rates on console. So finally I'm able to enjoy it. And maybe that's why I sort of got put off it a bit when I played it originally on the Xbox. But it looks amazing. And I say the cutscenes are awesome. Highly recommend the cutscenes. Well, I don't highly recommend. I mean, it all looks great, but they've done a really good job. But when you see the cutscenes, you can see how they've remastered those and you know, just the reflections, the detail, because the characters in it are quite gnarly characters. You know, they've all got little sort of scars and blemishes and, you know, even Geralt in the bath and that and his scars. Yeah. And Yennefer in his dream, the naked Yennefer, she looks very high definition, put it that way. Yeah. So something to please everybody. Yeah. A naked Geralt in high definition, next gen version, and a naked Yennefer. What more could you possibly want? So yeah, so I'm enjoying playing it, and I'm glad I picked it up. So that's good. Just a few issues. I said installing it was just a bit weird. But there you go. But anyway, as I say, let me know what other games you've been playing. And we'll be coming to some of the games that, you know, potentially are coming to GeForce Now. In fact, why don't we check out the news and all of that while I have a drink? So it's over to me for a news roundup, ladies and gentlemen. As Santa comes full throttle into the festive news, we have a gift-packed GeForce Now news for you this week, with gifts from Epic Store, new games, and so much more. So let's crack on and open a door on the advent calendar of gaming. As mentioned last week, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, the next-gen update to the critically acclaimed title, is now available to stream, and joining it will be 6 new games coming to cloud this week. Master of Magic is a new release on Steam. You take up the role of a great wizard and wield powerful spells, command fantasy races, and challenge your rivals in this remake of a cult turn-based strategy classic. Do you have what it takes to become Master of Magic? Roller Champions is a new release on Steam, and it arrives on Steam with a new season. So skate and roll your way up to glory in Roller Champions. Discover a free-to-play team PvP sports game like no other. If you've not picked up Roller Champions, it is a lot of fun and well worth diving into. Wavetail, a new release on Steam. Here we surf the waters of a submerged city, unravel the past, save the islanders from mysterious sea monsters, and discover secrets hidden under the surface. There's a free demo of this available on Steam, so well worth checking out. I played this on Stadia when it was first launched on there months ago, and I tell you what, the game looked and played amazingly. So definitely worth checking this out. As I say, there's a free demo. Give it a look. Cosmoteer, Starship Architect and Commander is available on Steam. Design and simulate the starship of your dreams. Command it in epic battles and manage your crew while exploring a dangerous galaxy. Play alone or with friends and test your ship in online PvP and let your imagination reach for the stars. Floodland now, and Floodland arrives on Steam. It's a society survival game set in a world destroyed by climate change. Explore, scavenge, and build a city to unite the clans. Conflicting cultures and limited resources mean you need to make tough choices. Have you got what it takes to lead your people into the new era of humanity? Waterworld, anyone? Marvel's Midnight Suns on Epic Games Store. Of course, here we fight and strategize like a superhero in the darker corners of the Marvel Universe. Play as the Hunter, a legendary demon slayer who must lead a team of superheroes and supernatural warriors facing apocalyptic threats. This title is getting some great reviews since its launch, with a mostly positive rating on Steam, so well worth checking out. And just on Roller Champions I mentioned earlier, if you're new to PC gaming or GeForce Now, a bit like me, you can start building out your library of games with over 100 free-to-play titles that you can play via GeForce Now right now. Games like Apex Legends, the newest season of Roller Champions, and so much more. And take game progress to any device with cloud saves. And RTX 3080 members gain a competitive advantage in multiplayer games, as no sweat streaming with ultra-low latency leads to more victories. And to that, I can attest. Want to build that collection even more? Well, how about some free gifts? It is the holiday season after all, and the holiday season is underway as the Epic Games Store free games are in full swing. Check on the Epic's Game Store for its free games page regularly to claim titles, many of which GeForce will work to bring to the cloud in the weeks ahead. So it's well worth checking out the Epic's Game Store free games over the next few weeks. This week, I just picked up Saints Row Re-Elected as part of the Epic Game Store free games. So well worth checking out. Just make sure you go back every week. GeForce are trying to make it so that these games are available to play in the cloud. If you have games through Origin Library from EA, look out for the transition to the new EA app. EA has stated that the EA app has officially left its open beta phase and will soon replace Origin as their primary PC platform. The EA app is the fastest and lightest PC client to date. With new streamlined design, you'll easily find the games and content you're looking for and discover your new favorite games. With automatic game downloads and background updates, you can ensure that your games are ready to play when you are. What does this mean for GeForce Now users? Well, hopefully not much in terms of transitioning, as it should be all done for you. Along with ownership of these games, members' content, cloud saves, and friends list will all transfer to the EA app. And finally, holiday season is not just about receiving. It's also about giving. So why not give the gift of gaming with all the perks of a GeForce Now membership through a GeForce Now gift card? It's the perfect stocking stuffer or last-minute gift to treat friends. And it's a lot cheaper than actually building a gaming PC and giving that to somebody. So they're going to love you. Anyway, there you go. That is the GeForce Now news for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. It's back to Clive in the studio. Yeah, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed live. We're live here, Mr. Urban World. Of course, we're live. I'm trying to get my friend into GFN and Games Pass. Well, there we go. The best way to do it. I noticed that, and I'm not sure they've talked about it. I've not seen anybody necessarily talk about it, but they're doing the priority tiers. They're doing 1 month offers. So, you know, you can buy just 1 month of not priority tier, 3080. You can buy 1 month of 3080 tier. So why not get one of those gift cards for your mates and say, look, there you go, off you go. Although 4 megabits per second, do you really mean 4 megabits per second? I think he's going to struggle at that. 40 megabits per second, you should be fine, but 4, that's interesting. I tested similar with a hotspot and got both surfaces running perfectly. I guess if you've got like 5G or even a decent 4G on your hotspot, but 4 megabits per second, I think you'd struggle. Of course, thank you for the like. Hit the likes, everybody, because I like it. YouTube likes it. I'm just going to move my highlight chat. There we go. Yes, good. We're looking forward to the free Epic Games and Steam Holiday Winter Sale, indeed. Internet. The only thing I can. Oh, yes. So this is back to Karma asked. It was odd. I don't get having to install the game. It makes no sense for GFN servers. This is what I thought. This is what really confused me. And you know, this is my minor bugbear about GeForce Now is the whole, you know, you're sort of getting access to libraries. And so there's always that extra layer. And I know that they're working hard to minimize that sort of layer or the appearance of that layer of signing into libraries and then signing on and stuff like that. But this was a prime example. It absolutely confused me. And in the end, you know, because when it said install, I thought, no, I don't want to install the game. I don't want to install the game on my system. So I kind of went back and tried again and went back and tried. And then it said, oh, you're trying to play too many games at once. And so it sort of knocked me out of GeForce Now for, 10, 20 minutes. And then when I tried again, I just thought maybe I'll just hit install. Maybe it's just wanting me to install on the GeForce Now servers, but it just seemed really odd. And the other thing is I did read, and we might come to it later, I did read that, in fact, I'll have a quick look now, I think there are 3 versions of The Witcher that you can run on GeForce Now. The Steam version, I want to say the GOG version, CD Projekt Red's thing. Is that GOG? GOG? And maybe Epic. I can't remember. Anyway, I think the idea is that I did see a post from GeForce Now saying that they're going to try and roll it into one. So it doesn't. So you don't have the choice. You just sort of it just plays, and wherever you happen to have it will log into accordingly, rather than you having to sort of pick something like that. Anyway, so that's all part of this kind of trying to make things feel kind of seamless. But talking of Epic Game Store, let's clear that down. On this one, we need to just I always have to adjust the. There, I'll put that on there. Yeah. So, if, as mentioned in the news, you're a bit like me, and you don't have many PC games, it's a great way to start, building. As somebody mentioned me, the Humble Bundle, but the gifting. And so I already got Saints Row 4. I got, what was the other game I bought? It was in the news. Some other random game. I thought I'd give it a go. Looked kind of fun. I noticed here, Balloons TD6. Oh my gosh. My son and his mate, they're like CSGO fanatics and stuff like that. They love Balloons TD6. He plays the hell out of it. So I might sort of grab it. It's a sort of a strategy, sort of bonkers strategy defense game. And you kind of you can buy sort of additional weapons and stuff, and then I think the monkeys keep coming, and you've got to sort of or destroy them or protect your balloons or something like that, and you just build up your defenses. So it's one of those sort of defense strategy games. But there can be so much happening. You need, quite oddly enough, it looks really simplistic, but you need quite a powerful gaming computer, as I understand it in some places, because you can get to a stage where there is so much happening, because you basically trigger it up. You think you set up all your defenses. Yeah. Think, right, put in some turrets here, some sort of random biplane thing that comes across here. And then you set it off running. And, you just hope that you've kind of set up enough defenses. And as the game goes on, there's so much happening on screen. It's like crazy. And I think it takes quite a lot of processing power, even though graphically it looks really simple. But it is a fun game. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but it's a fun game. And if you check out people on streams, my son watched a few people on YouTube, YouTube videos on it. And, there's some guys there that will say, they'll talk in the language specific to the game. If you didn't know anything about the game, you probably wouldn't understand what they're talking about certain types of turrets. And, like with any game, they sort of, all the language that they use, you need this turret or that turret, and then you need to apply that. But if you upgrade your monkey to this and do that, and you can get really complex into it. And then we've got a mystery game launching in 17 hours. But yeah, definitely. I grabbed the PUBG Founders Pack. There's a PUBG Founders Pack. Unfortunately, can't play it on GeForce Now. Although in their blog, GeForce Now said that they were trying to line up the giveaways, the Epic free game giveaways, so that you could play them on Steam. Probably won't be everything, but Fall Guys, is that on GeForce Now? It's on Epic, isn't it? Obviously Fortnite. Oh yeah, it's a Fortnite Gruff Gringle outfit from the item shop. Warframe, I know a lot of people range that. Log in now, receive a 3-day affinity booster for Warframe. So it's not just games and stuff. It's you get sort of additional packs, DLC. Like I said, this PUBG Founders Pack for free. I'd love to play PUBG on the 3080 tier. I wonder why it's not on GeForce Now, because it's not on GeForce Now, is it? I wonder why. It's very strange anyway. The other thing as well I noticed is that if you've logged into GeForce Now recently, the app has been updated, so make sure you update the app. I logged in, I took this screenshot here. So we talked about it, I think, last week about what the update is. So you've got your Ubisoft Connect game library sync. We've added game library sync for Ubisoft games purchased directly from Ubisoft or Epic's game store. All supported GeForce Now, so obviously it only relates to the GeForce Now supported games, will be added to my library when you link your NVIDIA and Ubisoft accounts. So you do that. So I've done that. I've gone and done that. Chromebook members can quickly enable in-game voice chat by allowing mic support. And then some sort of feedback and stuff like that. Oh, look, I know I can zoom in so you can see. So yeah, so make sure if you've got any Ubisoft games that you connect your account and stuff like that, and then you resync it. You just have to log in again, resync the account, and then you're all good to go. The accounts are linked, and it's all sweet. Don't need my work thing there. And then the other so we just have a quick look at the blog here. So again, it reminds us of the holiday season, Epic's Game Store, free games in full swing, and they're pretty good games. As I say, Saints Row 4 re-elected, which I had on Stadia, so it's good to, in a way, it's quite nice to get some of the games I had on Stadia. It's just nice to have. So definitely check that out. Of the new games, though, let me know. So we've got Master of Magic, Roller Champions, which isn't a new game, but it is new on Steam. That's why it's in here. I played it. What did I play? I must have played it on GeForce Now. I'm trying to think if I played it on Boosteroid or GeForce Now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's available now, Roller Champions, and there's a brand new season. Cosmoteer is a bit like that Balloons TD6 game in a weird way, that you build up your ship and you add on weapons and stuff like that, and you build it out, and then you sort of send it into battle. And then you instruct your ship crew to do stuff, repair the ship and stuff like that. So it's a sort of a strategy defense game where you build your spaceships, and then you can sort of challenge a friend who maybe built their spaceship to some sort of kind of battle. So if you're into those sort of strategy defense type games, that could be a lot of fun. Not my cup of tea. Then you've got Wavetail, of course. I highly recommend if you've never played Wavetail. It's not a massive game, but it's great game to play. Really relaxing. I mean, those of us that played it on Stadia, because obviously it launched on Stadia months ago. It was an exclusive, timed exclusive on Stadia, and it looked and played really, really well. It's so smooth. You sort of skim over the waves You know, it's really beautiful in. There's kind of puzzle games and sort of, there's a platforming puzzle element to it. Lovely story, great acting, great characterization, lovely sort of cell shaded look to it. Really, really nice game. Highly recommended. I'm curious what it's like at the 3080 tier, because it did look amazing on Stadia. So I'm wondering how it plays on the 3080 tier. And then you've got Floodland and Marvel's Midnight Suns. Now, I know a lot of people have been raving about Marvel's Midnight Suns. Again, it's not my cup of tea. Here they are with... it's not my cup of tea, really. But am I missing out? Is it something... I don't know. Let me know. Do you think it is something I should give a go? As I say... a lot of people seem to be liking the game, saying it plays, you know, really well. It's just these sort of turn-based strategy games, not really my thing. That, you know, it always strikes me as a very PC thing, that kind of turn-based strategy type things. But anyway, let me know whether you think I should give it a go. Am I missing out? Am I denying myself that opportunity? And then, because the other thing we mentioned in the news is the new EA app now. So they've moved away from Origin to the new EA app. And indeed, what game are you most looking forward to playing over the holidays? Let us know in the chat. Watch Dogs 2, Witchfield, Cyberpunk, High on Life. A lot of people have been raving about High on Life. I would be playing that on Xbox because it's on Games Pass. Why wouldn't I? But I haven't got into it yet, but I would definitely be looking at jumping in on that one. I just have a quick shout about Roller Champions, actually, while I'm here. So again, I've only really done... I've not had a full match of Roller Champions. I so wish it came to... I wish it had come to Stadia on launch. I think Ubisoft knew. Well, I don't know. The evidence doesn't necessarily stack up on that, because they still bought games after the announcement of Roller Champions. But anyway, doesn't matter now. So I played it. I think I tried it in GeForce Now. Again, another game really, and it needs a game that needs to sort of flow really smoothly. Anyway, it's great to see it's on Steam. New season, Neo Retro, live now, free to play, cross platforms, Ubisoft Connect and Epic Games Store, and next gen versions, well, compatible anyway, backwards compatible. And the new season celebrates pixelated playgrounds and neon-lit arcades of gaming history and roles in new game mode, 3 themed maps, and an updated roller pass, and more. Arriving alongside Neo Retro is Clone Clash, a 1v1 game mode where your avatar is cloned to make a team of 3. Okay. Because sometimes, if you're a bit, you know, sometimes you can't get a team together. Maybe I'll give this a go. While you're controlling one skater, the other two are controlled by AI, but there's a twist. You can change up which skater you control at any time. Will you stick with controlling the ball handler and switch with every pass, or perhaps hop to an off-ball teammate who's perfectly positioned to clobber a cluster of enemies? Maybe that's a good way to get into it. If you haven't got like a bunch of mates who want to come and play on your side, or you don't want to play with strangers, or you don't mind playing opposite strangers, against strangers, you just don't want to play with strangers in your team. This Clone Clash 1v1 game mode might be the way to do it. Who knows? Who knows indeed? So yeah, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of exciting stuff to be doing and playing. Let me know what as I say, let me know in the chat. Don't be shy. Let me know what you've been playing. Let's go to the chat, see if it should work. Yeah, it's working nice, working sweet. Here we go. Carl's been playing Battlefield Midnight Sun. I have been enjoying Battlefield after saying it wasn't my cup of tea and I didn't like it. I have been enjoying it, but mostly I've been playing it on the Xbox in the living room, not here where I tend to play my GeForce Now. I might give it a go on GeForce Now. Midnight Sun Game Pass. On Game Pass, High on Life and Persona. I haven't got into Persona yet. Definitely going to be trying High on Life in the next couple of days. Oh, you got a middle-sized Steam Deck. Very nice. Yeah, that's because I pre-record the news bits, Mr. Urban World, obviously. Just makes life a bit easier for me. Looking forward to free Epic Games. Yeah, indeed, we've done that. Perfect. I'll buy him a gift card. Yeah, exactly. As I say, like normally, I quite like the idea that I saw it in the blog somewhere that they're now doing single month of 3080 Ti, and I thought that's a good idea because you just, in a way, maybe you just want to try it and you don't want to feel obligated to some people don't want to feel obligated that they've got a subscription or they're tied into a subscription. So just like a 1 month trial. Let's have a look. I'm just seeing where I saw it. Redeem the membership yourself. Gift of powerful PC gaming. Actually, when you think it's a great present. If you've already got it. So, man, if you've got GeForce Now 3080, even if you say, look, yeah, gave it to a mate, here's a membership card. You lot can't see it. Here's a membership card. And then, just over Christmas. It's like signing up to, I don't know, some subscription service, TV, film and video subscription service that you're not signed up to, just to have content to watch or whatever over Christmas or something like that. If you've got a mate, who maybe doesn't have a gaming PC or whatever that, and you say, look, we can play some stuff together. Treat them to a card. Why not? Sounds a good idea. Mr. Home was I seriously played on 4 megabits per second. It was playable. Wow. It must have been at like 720p or something like that. Were you playing on your phone or were you? Because on your phone you wouldn't necessarily. If it was 720p, you probably wouldn't notice. It would be fine probably because the screen's so small. Exactly. This is what I'm saying, Mr. Urban World. Can't see latest consoles. Not everybody can. We're going through difficult times in the world. Some people are struggling and stuff like that. But if you've got, most people have got, I don't know, a laptop or something, access to a PC. It may not be very good, may not be a gaming PC, but, a browser of some sort. So why not give the gift of gaming, as GeForce Now say? Why not indeed? I've tried a countryside broadband connection that was 4. And it didn't hold up on TV or laptop. Yeah. This can go 50-50, but I'm hoping I can make it this Christmas a good one for him. Oh, that's good. That sounds great. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Exactly. Hey, Crow, how are you? Good to see you. The mystery game hint of the epic. Okay, okay. Is there hints? Ah, I see. So if we go, I didn't realize that. So you're saying in the picture, Calm, the mystery game hint is a trophy. So thinking sport, possibly racing. Is the wrapping different then every time? Are there clues? Put in the chat what you think the game might be. I'm leaning over to have a look at my screen. So I mean, it looks a bit weird. Yeah, it could be a racing game or something. What do you reckon? Or a golf game? If I can't remember what the wrapping on the other one was. But now I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be seeing if there are any clues. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, let me know what you go. The Witcher 3 next gen, except it hasn't been updated on GOG. Yeah, you see, that's a frustrating thing. It has been updated on Steam. I can attest to that because I was playing it this evening. Although I had people in my comments on my video, might have been you, Giuseppe, saying it hadn't been updated this morning. So that was about 12 hours ago, whatever. But I think it got updated during the day. So I don't know what the delay was. And they are planning... I'll see if I can find that. I'll see if I can find that blog post where they specifically sort of say they're planning to... update the... Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. He says here from NVIDIA staff, it will not. It will be an update, not a full install. Does anyone know whether it's coming? This is 7 days ago. Today in GeForce Now. So this is from 7 days ago, ladies and gentlemen. Today, and welcome everybody. Before I read this out, it's great to see everybody in the chat. Lovely to see everybody. Hit the likes. I really appreciate everybody who's turning up, watching this live and all of that. And again, apologies for the slight delay in starting. But, you know, as my daughter says, I'm more important than a stream. And she's quite right. Today in GeForce Now, she doesn't talk like that. Today in GeForce Now, we have two Witcher 3 entries. One is Steam only, and the other is Epic /GOG. We will be combining these into a single entry in GFN for when The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition launches. There should be no impact to user saves, country availability. The only change that Epic GOG users will see is the game will be removed from their GFN library. This doesn't change their ownership on the other stores. They need to add it back to their library and play it again. Yeah, a day ago, someone's saying here it was still 1.32. Same in Poland here, home of CD Projekt Red. GOG is 4.0 and GFN, you'd expect GOG to be 4.0 because isn't that CD Projekt Red's own sort of thing? GFN 1.32. I have the same problems as Joni English. Same here. This was all like 12 hours ago, 15. So this is all this morning. So I can confirm that in the Steam version is definitely 4.0 because it came up when I loaded it in eventually. It came up, version 4.0 and everything. So definitely the Steam version is there. Jerome. Hello, Jerome. Good to see you. I like it when the chat works. I'm going to have to check the settings on this chat because it's working good. Different parts of bureaucracy can know different things and be working towards different timelines without affecting the institution's data. Exactly. Yep, yesterday's was balloons. Ah, so there was clues. Okay. That's interesting now. That has got me... I'm going to start guessing what these are. So, yes, trophy. Now, is that a generic trophy? Let's have a look. Do we think it's a generic trophy? Or Is it a trophy, a replica of the trophy that's on the game that they're potentially going to get? I'm intrigued now. I am indeed. My curiosity is piqued. Calm, thank you. The worst thing is Epic's version isn't even playable. That's terrible, Todini. That's awful. It's a shame because, as I was saying earlier, it looks amazing on, once I finally installed it, the Steam version, it looked absolutely amazing. And apparently the color of the balloon is the color of the balloon logo too. Ah. What, yesterday? Oh yeah, I can see. Look, I'm being a dunce. Look, you can see. Yes. So there, look, because not all the wrapping's gone. Dumb. I see now. Yeah, look. So there's the balloons, and I take your word for it that they're the same color, because I'm colorblind, so I sometimes get it wrong. Oh yeah. So that's just, see, there's me just thinking, oh, it's party balloons. It's just a balloon wrapping. Any other clues? Epic balloons. No. So yeah, definitely some cup game sport orientated thing. Definitely. Oh, now this is exciting. Well, it's for me anyway. Oh, well, we've got 17 hours. We're going to know what it is. We should start taking bets, ladies and gentlemen. What do we think it is? Do you think it is something already existing in their library or a new game? It would be cheating to go through the library. It's not going to be FIFA, is it? That'd be ridiculous. Imagine that. Won't be a new release. Can we sort it? Can we sort by genre? No. iRacing. Could be a racing game. Yeah. NBA? Let's see, coming soon. Have a look at the coming soon. Nothing there's flying out at me as a sort of win a cup game. Fighting games. You think it'd be a fighting game? They've got categories here now, but look, cross-platforms, co-op, casual games, action games. What about sports games? Genre. Sports. Match point. Tennis game. Oh, could be a grail. Yes. Could be a grail rather than a sports cup. That's a good shout. That's a good shout, internet. It's interesting. I'm really curious now. Yeah. Rocket League? No, Rocket League's free anyway, isn't it? Tomorrow's game is a driving game. Caseball is certain of it. He's certain of it. A driving game. So like a racing game. No results found. A racing game when I have a quick look here. That is... I can't believe there's no racing games. There is racing games. Not finding any. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. It's trophy making simulator. Yeah, you what you have to do is it's basically what it is you are the engraver at Wimbledon. Yeah. And the game is you have to expertly etch the winner on the cup, and you've got a short time frame. Yeah. Because obviously they've only got like 2 minutes, 5 minutes to hand out the cup. And so what happens is a name randomly appears, and then you've got like a time frame in which to perfectly engrave the champion's name that's just popped up. And you've got to do as many cups as you can with as steady hand as possible, controller possible as well, not just keyboard, yeah, or a mouse. And if you don't get it perfect, or you don't get it 80% right with beautiful calligraphy engraved, yeah, it gets rejected and you have to do it again. And then you start to panic because you've only got 30 seconds left and they got to reward it. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Definitely what it is. WRC Generations. Caseball knows the title. Caseball. Do you really know the title? Are you teasing us? Okay, well, according to Caseball, it's definitely a racing game. Which I like. Well, it depends. Yeah, I like racing games. If I like arcadey racing games, in fairness. So if it's one of those, that'd be good. Hot Wheels. Yes. What was Hot Wheels recently? Did that come to Games Pass recently? I remember doing it, put it in the news somewhere. Let's have a look. Ooh. Now. Hot Wheels did go on Games Pass. I'm sure it did. Game of the Year edition. They're giving it away. I mean, they're making it available, aren't they? Hot Wheels Unleashed. Would they really put a cup on it for that? Or maybe tires? Or would that be too obvious on the wrapping? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen. Hot Wheels Unleashed is such a good game. You don't expect it like in a way wouldn't necessarily expect it. You just think, oh my God, it's like they've just taken the IP and then they've found somebody who's got a great racing engine and whatever. But it plays really fast. Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, again, my experience of it was on Stadia, and the Stadia port was amazeballs. Really, really good. Anyway, that's going to be, yes, that was it. It was delayed on it. Thank you, Ian. That was it. It was delayed on Games Pass. It was announced for Games Pass, but it's not coming out until 2023. Horizon Chase Turbo is what Caseball is saying. Or Senna Forever. Add-on, base game. Well, the base game's only $3.90. It could be. right now, the base game, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, you know, I love a freebie, but it's only £3.19, really. So it's like, it's the equivalent of getting a pair of socks for Christmas. Really? Or they've left the label on. They've left the price on, and you think, oh, you just got this at the petrol station, didn't you? Last minute. Thanks, mate. That's what that is. Outrun, yeah, imagine that. I love Outrun back in the day. Anyway, there you go. A lot of randomness today. There's a show done for you, ladies and gentlemen. Not loads of games on GeForce Now or loads of kind of amazing news, but it's always good to see new games coming, and GeForce Now sort of always trying to introduce new things. And as I say, The Witcher 3 looks amazing once they've sorted it out, yeah, on the various versions of whatever library you have and stuff like that. But not a pair of stance socks. Yeah, exactly. Depends what kind of socks they are. Exactly. And sometimes you're grateful for socks. Sometimes I am grateful for socks. I love, not always, don't give my family any ideas. But occasionally, you know, I like socks. Indeed, Purple Haze, let's go. We're talking socks at Christmas. Why not? But occasionally, you know, do you prefer Boosteroid? Well, it depends, Harvey. Good question. Boosteroid allows me to play some games that aren't on GeForce Now, and for that, I recommend it. I know they've got some issues with some EA games at the moment, but I believe they are resolving those, some maintenance issues. They're getting resolved, and it may be because EA is moving from Origin to its special EA app, and so there's probably a whole bit of sort of bureaucracy and kind of logging in process, which has caused some issues. But generally, yeah, like playing Call of Duty, I can play Call of Duty Warzone on Boosteroid. Can't play it on GeForce Now. So there are, you know, FIFA, things like that. So there are some games which I would choose to play on Boosteroid because they're only available on Boosteroid. And it works fine. It works great. The thing is, I'm fortunate to have the GeForce Now 3080 tier. And just from a quality and a kind of latency point of view, definitely from a quality point of view, you know, if it blows it away. Obviously, you're paying a lot more. You're paying a lot more. So, you know, you're paying for the quality. So I kind of, you know, that's the beauty, to be honest, Harvey. You can choose. But I like Boosteroid because of it has games that are not available to play via GeForce Now. And that's why I would recommend it. If there are certain games that you want to play or that you like to play and you're going to want to play them via the cloud and they're not available on GeForce Now, I would probably opt for Boosteroid. So I have both. I'm fortunate I have both. I mean, so that's fine. And it gives me the option to be able to kind of swap between the two. But quality wise, 3080 is out there. I mean, ahead of anything. And as Purple Haze says, The Witcher is a prime example. The Witcher Next Gen, I played it about an hour before I went live. And the cutscenes and everything, it just looked really, really good. So, yeah. This is what we're hearing, but I think they've got some of them back. I think there was an issue with some of the EA games, but I think they've managed to get most of them back. There may be an issue around FIFA, although I mention it. I will look into it a bit more. I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention. Vet Gaming was very much across it and has been updating on Twitter. He did post something that I while we're here, actually, I'll have a quick look. Whoop, 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 whoop. There was an update. Here we go. I'll share this. This is from Vet Gaming. He's on top of these things. Him and MM2K did a great interview with a representative from Boosteroid, which was really kind of enlightening for people who have like doubts or question Boosteroid. My thing about Boosteroid is it works. Yeah. And in the same way with GeForce Now, you know, you get to play the games you already own. If you already own the games, then if it all goes Pete Tong, we could probably play a lot of them on GeForce Now. Arguably, as I just said, counter to what I've said, not all of them. But you don't lose the game. You always have them or be able to, you know, get access to them via some other system if it all goes Pete Tong. So for me, I don't worry about it too much. You know, I'm not going to be put off. If it works, it works. And Boosteroid works for me. So that's fine. But anyway, Vet Gaming saying, I've just added 8 new titles to the platform today, including Marvel's Midnight Suns, Need for Speed Unbound, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, which went missing, is back, Saints Row 4, High on Life for Steam, Dwarf Fortress, Ixion, the Callisto Protocol, Warhammer 40k, and Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, which is obviously on GeForce Now. So for other examples I noticed on Boosteroid are things like you could play some of the, you know, like Spider-Man, Death Stranding and stuff like that. So well worth it. Shout out there to Internet of Games for the whoop whoop for the cup of coffee there, the super chat. Thank you. See it come up, just comes up with your thingy there. Thank you very much anyway for the super chat there. Much appreciated. It can't bear the... Oh, exactly. All right. Well, I'm going to have to buy it now, aren't I? I'm going to have to buy it. Okay, I'll buy it. And then we'll know. I just remember what it's called again. Here we are. Horizon Chase Turbo. I tell you what, Internet Games, I shall buy that game and I'll get Lord Kensal to stream it. How about that? And I'll post it up and then you can see I've played it. But there we go. I'm just going to check on, because I know Vet had been updating throughout the shout out to Vet. Updating on all things Boosteroid for those that are interested. That's a post about the games. Yeah, so those are the games that appeared, although Saints Row 4 got for free. Although, yeah, actually, if you're lucky enough to get Saints Row 4 re-elected, which was free on Epic Store, like I did, you could play via Boosteroid. So there you go. Buy some blooming socks. I think everyone was waiting for NVIDIA repeat when they came out of beta. Exactly. I think you're right. But until such time, fill your boots is what I say. You know, just be wary. You know, buyer beware. Caveat emptor and all that. But it works. And I've spoken to the guys and they seem pretty legit. And I know Vet and MM2K did an interview with them and answered and asked some challenging questions from the community. So check out that interview and just, you know, if you're comfortable with it, go with it. But I'm certainly very happy with it. My review of it, if you've not seen my review, you check out my review. And as I say, I asked the question, is it better than GeForce Now? It's all relative, isn't it? It's better if it has the games that you want. You know, if it's got Call of Duty Warzone or FIFA or whatever, then yeah, it is better because it's got the games that you want. And I don't know, how does it compare to the priority tier? Don't know. It's probably about much of a muchness. Probably just lean a bit more to GeForce Now because they've got that, the whole kind of logging in process a bit more down. They've sort of worked with the libraries to try to make that process, that logging in process, a bit more seamless. It still feels a bit more distant on Boosteroid. and sometimes it comes up in Ukrainian, and my Ukrainian's not too good, to be honest. If there's an error or something like that. So, that needs work. But other than that, but if you're comparing it to the 3080 tier, no, forget about it. 3080 tier is different planet, GeForce Now, if you're lucky enough, but you're paying for that. So how did you see the Hitman link I posted pre-stream? Could be relevant for GFN clouders. I did not. Did you post it on Twitter or posted it to me directly? I know Hitman, is this that? So they were saying I'm sure they were saying they're working on people who've got Stadia accounts on Hitman were working on making it transferable. Was that it? Anyway, can't be sure. Anyway, look, I've whiffled and waffled on. I suddenly saw some more people jump into the chat and all of that, for which I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for everybody who came tonight. Again, apologies for the slight delay. No, I'm in your chat. Okay. I didn't see the link. No, did it? I think it might have. I think it might have blocked itself. Which has better graphics, Series X or I would say for general games, I'd say the 3080. I am comparing. So, just to put it in context, native Xbox Series X is on a par, I would say, with GeForce Now 3080, which is being streamed via the cloud. That's how good 3080 is. I mean, a 3080 tier arguably is probably more powerful than a Series X. But, I'm not digital, what's the name? I'm not Digital Foundry. I'm not sitting there with a magnifying glass playing two games on separate monitors and comparing it. And games that are specifically optimized, first-party games by Xbox, which are optimized, look amazing. Sea of Thieves looks amazing with this Dolby Vision natively. Xbox Series X, it looks awesome. But equally, a game that is more of a general multi-platform game that maybe it's not been really fully optimized as well as maybe a first-party game would for Xbox Series X, then the 3080 tiers maybe look a little better. But I mean, it's the other thing is the one I play on a 4K screen here, 27-inch 4K screen here on PC, and the other one I'm playing on a 48-inch LG C1, which, also enhances the picture quality as well and is built for gaming. So it's tiny. Oh, they lost the Spider-Man games. Interesting, because that was a good selling point for me for Boosteroid. The fact that you could play some of those Sony PC games, so the games that Sony games that were released for PC, but not available by GeForce Now, but you could play Spider-Man, Miles Morales. That's interesting. We'll see what happens over the next week or so. And see whether they get back or what they get back. Yeah, I'm live. Hashtag Kusam. Plenty of ties. Oh, no more ties for me. Oh, plenty of time. Okay. Why do sharks only attack wet people? Is this a joke? I don't know. We're going to finish on this. Is this a Christmas cracker joke? And NVIDIA GeForce doing something. Yeah. I don't know what that's related to, Mr. 36, but they're doing something. Yeah, of course they're doing something. Let's go back to the old chat. Harvey said, why Stadia failed as a cloud gaming service in your opinion? It didn't meet the numbers. I mean, you know, there's probably lots of reasons, but I don't think the market was ready for it. I don't think the market is ready on this scale that it needed to be sustainable. Now, whether they could have done more, arguably yes, but would they have still reached the targets necessary if the market's not there? It doesn't matter how much you throw at it. You can't, if you're lucky, you can force the market, but generally you can't force the market. If the market's not there, you can't force it. I thought I'm ready for it. And there's loads of other people who are mad on, you know, Stadia, love it, the tech, ready for it. But the mass market on the level that I think they needed wasn't ready for it. And then certainly Google's handling of it, it's sort of misstep at launch. It's like, you know, we're preparing a beautiful meal and you can see the cake coming, you know, beautifully laid out. And the waiter sort of trips on the way to your table. Doesn't spill it on the floor, but messes it up a bit. And it sort of spoils the meal a bit at launch. That's kind of what happened. Still tasted really good. It's still amazing. But that initial experience that was meant to wow you was slightly spoiled. And so on the basis that it was a struggle to meet, you know, that maybe the market wasn't there for it, maybe it was too early, maybe they were too ahead of their game, meant that any missteps were just going to make matters worse. That's the way I think about it anyway. So whether it's Phil Harrison, whether he had money, I think he had the vision. Like we saw this week, Google tweeted out that now you search for a game, play a certain game, and if it's in the cloud, so it's on Xbox, xCloud, if it's on GeForce Now, whatever, it comes up with the links and you can play it. And they're promoting that right now, which is a massive irony. And many people have pointed out, like, hey, wouldn't it be good if you had a cloud gaming service? But the point is, that was the vision. But there we go. I hope 2K release more games in January. Yeah, it'd be good to see more 2K games. What publisher will join GFN next? That is a good question. That is a good question, Carl. Maybe, I think, you know, as people, it's the big publishers are sort of, you know, they don't want to do deals which later, when they suddenly decide, actually, we're going to do our own, like Disney, yeah? Marvel movies and, you know, other stuff were available on Netflix and stuff like that. And the company I work for, you know, titles have been available on Netflix and stuff like that. But now we want those titles back. Disney needed those titles back. So once the licenses had finished, they could then launch Disney Plus with all their titles exclusively on them. So if you're a big publisher with lots of IP and there's a new market, which is what cloud gaming is, you don't necessarily want to rush into it with another partner while you're still thinking about, is the market ready? Which I think Stadia's proved it's not quite where it needs to be yet. It's getting there. But Stadia weren't prepared to wait around, which is unfortunate. And with the downturn in the tech space, it got the chop. because, you know, belts are being tightened. Sundar is still doing that at the moment, having, you know, there's still going to be a headcount reduction. We've seen it at Twitter, we've seen it at Meta, Amazon. So any, you know, small, newish business that isn't doing the numbers, it's going to be taken out the back and shot in the head. And that's what happened to Stadia. In different circumstances, they may have just allowed it to drag on until the marketplace was ready for it. But the point is, you know, Google are now making games available in the search engine, and then you click and you can play those games in the cloud straight away, which is, you know, massively ironic. But the point is, you know, it's coming, you know. Yeah, January the 18th. I don't know what to do, whether we have a, you know, whether I do a live stream. Who thinks we should do a live stream on the 18th? Like, will the last person who leaves please switch off the light stream? Yeah, the Stadia, will the last person to leave switch off the light stream? If anybody does a title called that, I'm coming for you, because you've heard it here first, yeah? Switch off the lights. A federated internet of games would be a good thing. Yeah, like a join up. That's what, see, this is what Google... I'm just going to do a quick... Just see what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to see if I can find the tweet that they did. But, you know, Google is about search. And that's the point. Yeah, a last stream for Stadia. Yeah, do want to ignore it. Yeah, and it ends with a bang, but with a whimper. Oh, come on, Internet of Games. That's T.S. Eliot. Wasteland. Or is it Paradise Lost? No, I forgot which one it is now. The last line of either Wasteland or Paradise Lost. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Story of my life. Story of my relationships. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Right, I'm trying to find the thing where they... when you want it, you can't find it. The irony. But anyway, cloud gaming, they're making cloud gaming part of the search, which is always the vision that they kind of had. It just, you know, they decided not with their own platform, which is a shame. But there you go. Right, that's definitely it now. I'm done now. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Do me a massive, massive favor. Hit the likes. Share. Shout about it. Add comments in the comments section, not just the chat. It'll be much appreciated, and it helps the algorithms and all of that. And I will see you again. Those of you that want to chat all things Xbox. Monday night, Xbox chat, 10 p.m. UK time. All of those you want to chat. GeForce Now. Thursday nights, GeForce Now Thursday Chat, 10 p.m. UK time. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week as we come up to Christmas soon. But I'll still be here next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Don't work too hard. Enjoy yourselves and happy gaming.